In a recent video, I really dove into the importance and significance in the need for uncertainty in your relationship as the key to maintaining the spark in your relationship, keeping the fire burning, right? Keeping things exciting, right? That sense of mystery, that newness, and, the passion, right? But now I want to add to that in this video into the thing your relationship needs a whole lot more of, to not only just have the spark, but add all the happiness along with the spark that makes it that amazing relationship you will do anything to preserve, protect, and create more of. So yes, where we very much need to keep feeding that need for uncertainty, healthy uncertainty, right? Meaning mystery, excitement, a sense of newness from positive things, right? Like surprising your partner with a special, night out, or something you put together for them that they didn't see coming, to show them how much you appreciate them. Things that just catches your partner off guard in a really positive way that is embracing, right? Or even if it's something like intimate and romantic, to where, you catch them off guard and you set up this really nice romantic evening, and maybe just rose petals or whatever the case is, something that sets the mood, but in a way that they didn't expect, right? Uncertainty, for a healthy reason, keeps spark alive. But the thing a lot of your relationships are still missing out there, even if you have that element, which is so important to couple along with the uncertainty, is you guys need to laugh more. More laughter is extremely essential to a healthy relationship. I can't stress it enough. It seems like such a simple thing, and it is overall, but it has huge and monumental impact in your relationship dynamic and overall the experience that you feel you're having. See, to fully understand this, you have to grasp all the things that laughter is interconnected with and associated with. And so there's a reason why, when it comes to boundaries, they're meant to protect your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. It's a reason why it's those three, because those three are heavily interconnected. One influences the others, right? So laughter, although it is a physical bodily reaction, plays such a role in your mental and your emotional state that you're in as a result of that laughter, and vice versa, right? How you think determines the things you find to be humorous and so forth, or things that will bring that sort of experience to you. And when we're talking about emotions, laughter is heavily associated with the emotions of amusement, happiness, and joy, right? And the happiness and joy is some of the biggest components that matters the most to us in our relationships, right? We want to be happy and we want to be joyful, right? Not just happy, but, vibrant in that. And that's where the amusement comes in as well. We want to feel a sense of like anything's possible, and I can't wait for what's to come in the future. We get excited about what's to come, right? We get excited about what we have too, but we get excited about experiencing more of it, or experiencing something new past what I'm already at, and keep growing and keep getting better, right? And laughter is directly associated to those emotional stimulants, right? So whenever you're in a state of laughter and humor, you're tapping into that amusement, that happiness, and that joy. And whenever you're being more humorous, right, or in that space of laughter with your partner, then now your mind and body's receptors start to lock into the cause of this good feeling, right? Because when you're laughing, the physiology is changing as well, right? Your physiology is now getting to switch over to different hormones in a different state, different chemical balance that allows you to feel a sense of pleasure, right? Dopamine, right? That gets turned on. The reward system, the reward hormone in your body, right? That makes you want to go do more of something to get that feeling, that dopamine hit, right? That reward for doing whatever this thing was allowed you to feel so great. Because when you're in the state of laughter this way, your body starts releasing endorphins, the body's natural feel-good chemicals, right? And that winds up elevating your mood, and it reduces stress. It starts to reduce cortisol, the stress hormone in you, to where you're in a more of a relaxed space and state, right? And it sets you in a more happier mood. But then here's the other cool thing about endorphins. Not only do they help create that feel good, feeling, that chemical balance in you, right? they also really enhance the production of antibodies for your immune system. So not only is it good for your joy and your happiness and your state and your physiology in that way, right? It's great for your physiology in the sense of how well your body responds to taking care of itself, right? Because when stress is reduced, your body can do more things to produce like antibodies and so forth towards strengthening your immune system. And there's one last little cool fun fact. Good laughter, right? Regular laughter really helps to increase your heart rate variability, where it enhances your cardiovascular health, right? The circulation of the blood through you, right? And from that your heart pumps and so forth. That also is a really big component in helping you be more resilient to stress. And one of the little hacks and why this works that way is because understand physiology is a huge determinant of state, right? The way you use your mind and the way you use your body, they correlate to putting you in certain emotional spaces, right? Based off of your vetting system, whatever you determine, gives yourself permission to feel certain emotions, right? From the things you think, and to react with certain bodily gestures that match what you think to the emotion, right? So when I'm saying this, really understand that part of the reason why you can reduce stress so much from a lot more laughter is because now your physiology is reflecting happier chemical balances because you're smiling more, right? You're exuding more energy in a positive way, right? Your body is doing all the things that is resonated with happiness, right? And joy and so forth, pleasure. So just like if you notice, they've done studies before where if you stand and just hold a smile on your face, even when you're not the happiest for like 3 minutes solid, 3 to 5 minutes, just really maintaining a smile, you'll literally start to feel some of your emotions shift. You'll shift to either more of a neutral space, or maybe you become very happy. But it's because certain physiology, the way you use your body, really has a counter to triggering the appropriate emotional response or and that influences your thoughts based off of how you've conditioned yourself, right? Because if you notice, whenever you're doing things that you are excited about, you're happy about, right? You're usually carrying the same bodily characteristics. You are usually smiling a lot. You are usually high in energy. You're maybe more playful, whatever the case is. And your body, your mind and body locks this information in. And so whenever you repeat it as you go down the road, it instantly said, okay, we're doing these physiological things where we're being more hyper, using more energy expressively, and we're kind of making this laugh feeling from the gut, right? And we're smiling more, then that must mean we're supposed to be happy. And so they start to trigger the appropriate emotions linked to the physiology. And since a lot of these things are already your natural, conditioning, right? Naturally, we smile and laugh whenever something is funny to us or we're excited about it, or whatever the case is, right? Your body already kind of has that programming in it. And it's just you, along the way, as you've grown as a person, have either consciously or subconsciously wired the appropriate things you deem or give yourself permission to feel that sense of happy, and gives yourself permission to laugh, to put your body in that certain physiology to have the state you want to be in, right? But at the end of the day, it's all your foundation you set. But this is also important because your mind and your body are always trying to maintain homeostasis, meaning they're always trying to balance you out to do whatever's required so that you can be happy, feel that sense of pleasure. And so it does a great job at locking in and memorizing the events, the things you did, and who was even involved and their role in that involvement that created that happiness and that joy and that experience so they can reproduce it. So the more you build happiness through laughter in your relationship with your partner, finding things to laugh about, not being so serious all the time. Yes, there's time for things to be serious, but whenever you offer yourself that gift of finding things that you guys can laugh more about than to be serious about, then now you start creating unbreakable memories and bonds that you always associate with that person. And it helps you so much to still seeing them as a partner you want to work with in the tough moments, whenever you have so much joy built around you and so many pleasurable moments that you felt that your body retained that information, that is a direct stimulus from their involvement in an experience you had where you guys shared laughs together. That became visual memories and physical memories. Something your body remembers doing and something your mind remembers seeing and witnessing happening. And then you remember how you felt, right? The feelings get stored. All information gets tied together. And what's this open the door for? The moment you can have laughter more regular in your relationship is a staple thing, then now it makes even having tough conversations a lot more digestible and easier because you can control the state better for how you guys show up to that conversation. Heck, you can apply talking about something that needs to be really discussed in a more lighthearted way because you're used to bringing humor to the equation to lighten the mood, right? Because you ever notice whenever you're laughing a lot, right? When you're, always in a space of maybe if you're being silly or you're just, having enjoyment and maybe you're going to a comedy show, right? You tend to let your guard down more. You tend to open up more. You tend to relax, let your hair down, right? You're not so tense and uptight. And that is the kind of state one needs to be in if you're going to talk through things that may be challenging. It's not going to help for you to be all, stiff and stressed and concerned and anxious and all these things. It's going to really make you probably ineffective at being a contribution to the conversation you want to have and need to have than a hindrance, right? Versus if you can come to the equation more lighthearted, more, open and, positive energy, positive vibes, and they're doing the same thing, then now some of the toughest conversations become a lot more manageable and doable versus how you may have thought you had to go into before or how much of a catastrophe you thought it may have been or actually that it may have wound up being if you didn't come in setting a better state and tone. And last but definitely not least, on what happens when you set this tone in this environment of positive laughter that you maintain as a norm through the relationship, what you wind up creating simultaneously is a positive feedback loop, right? As simple as we can make it, you are creating then an experience that your mind and body is naturally designed to just tell you to go do more of, right? If I got a really good result from doing this thing once or twice, go do it some more so you can get that dopamine hit again, get that reward feeling, right? Get those endorphins going, get that pleasure, get that feel good, get it back, get it again, have it longer, make it sustain, make it bigger, make it better next time, right? And it subconsciously motivates you to keep doing the things that produces more what you want versus focusing on what you don't want in your relationship or the issues that you don't want to have and all those things. You get more focused on how do we live more in the things that feel good. But it's hard to have that to lock into if you're not creating that with your partner. If it's all conceptual in theory, yeah, it sounds great, but you have to actually experience that stuff. So really you can tie the vision up here to physical, tangible experiences that your mind and body can relate to and remember and document and say, hey, yes, here's how we can go reproduce that again. Point in case, the more you learn to laugh together is the more you'll be much better halves together. So if you're needing help learning how to build more of the lighthearted, the harmonious spaces in your relationship, more laughter to balance out with the serious so you actually can have more happiness, more of that excitement, and more of that joy that we all want to have that makes relationships awesome to be in, then email or DM me the word coaching and we'll get to work as long as you're truly ready to put the work in. If you're not ready for one-on-one coaching at the time or the space, email or DM me the word revival to join my Relationship Revival Hub community where you can learn the same things I teach my clients one-on-one at your own pace on your own time. Either way, do something to get in the race, please. Let's get it.